This is Katie Hasty. I'm with HitFix.com, and today we are talking to the composers behind the score of the film The Raid, which was so much fun. What kind of attracted you into this?
You know, being in Lincoln Park, I think people have they've licensed our stuff for film a number of times, a lot, and we turn a lot of stuff down. I've been asked to score things here and there, and I turn a lot of stuff down. And then this came through, and I think the thing that stuck out to me was that they cited a couple examples of stuff that I had done, and I listened and thinking back about making those things, remixes and stuff like that. So my feeling was like, well, if these guys want a lot of that, then it should be a pretty fun project. I was looking for somebody to help me out because I knew I kind of couldn't. It would be difficult for me to handle my first score on my own. Joe, you can talk a little bit about your background.
I come from a film music background. I grew up listening to Linkin Park. I loved listening to Fort Minor. So when Mike came calling, and then hand in hand with a cool, bold, yet really classic action film, you know, I said, where do I sign up for this? This is exactly what I want to be doing.
It didn't sound like it was trying to cheapen it and make it a stereotypical score to a martial arts film.
Joe and I, before we got started, we had a bunch of different conversations about what kind of sounds we wanted to use, what kind of gear we wanted to use. In my case, I'm half Japanese, I'm not Indonesian. I don't want to make mistakes as far as like using the wrong kind of instrument or doing something. I'm not going to play around in an area that I just simply don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What's so great about this film is just that it plays to all audiences. You know, anyone who likes a bold action movie is gonna love this, whether they're Indonesian or not Indonesian.
It could have been anywhere.
Exactly. So if, like Mike was saying, you know, if we started using, you know, indigenous Indonesian instruments, all of a sudden we're gonna alienate, you know, half the audience, more than half the audience, you know, from elsewhere. So, you know, I think our job was just to pay attention to the film and pay attention to what Gareth was aiming for and try to be right in the center with him, aim right down the middle and achieve what he was looking for.
For some composers, all they ever hear themselves say is this the final edit? You promise this is the final edit? Really? Were you given a final product?
We were fairly lucky. We had, before we got the final film, we spent a month with some clips, and we used those clips to build a sound world. We came up with melodies, ideas, rhythms. The technology allows us to make changes at the last second, or allows us to make last minute tweaks that are sometimes the difference between, you know, a scene working and a scene not working. Here we had a locked picture. So, yeah.
Did you feel like this was something totally apart from what you've done previously?
It felt very natural to me to be, you know, working in this world, the world of The Raid. It was like a, you know, as we were making different pieces, there were times that we wanted, you know, more classic sounds, and times that we wanted to push and make something that was really, futuristic, maybe not the best word, but definitely something that was unique. That approach is similar to when I'm doing stuff with the band. You know, Linkin Park music can be, it always has been a mashup of many different things that we love, that we've listened to growing up, mixed with stuff that we kind of have made ourselves.
Do you want to do more scores in the future, and do you already have plans to do more?
Oh, I definitely want to do more, and I clearly still have to put Linkin Park as like the number one in my life, but you know, we're going to be there are always times when I can work in other things, and as long as I know that I can give it 100% of the energy that it needs to get done and be great, then I'll be happy to work on something else.
What does your next year with the band look like?
Oh, it's actually really simple. We're just starting to announce tour dates now on linkinpark.com. And we are going to have a new record out this year, mid-year. So it's going to be a really exciting year, I hope, for the band.
Do you think that this experience has at all informed kind of what you're doing with the band now?
Actually, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, the working process with Joe was really fun. We had a great time. We'd you know, Joe would start a cue, I would start a cue, and then we'd trade, and we'd both work on each other's ones, and we'd get together and do them together. It was very like fluid, and we had a lot of fun.
So you're saying that Joe's in your band now? So
yeah, what I'm saying is you should expect that the next record, you're gonna have a seventh guy in the band. We're gonna be doing some movies.
I really mean bass.
He's great, and we're gonna have dueling bass solos with him and Phoenix.
There's not enough dueling bass in hard rock, you know.
There really isn't. It's like watching Kiss, this guy. Only because he loves to wear makeup when he plays, which you don't expect until he actually gets on stage. I think it's a thing like it needs to be a different personality, because if he comes out looking like this, then he feels a little uncomfortable, but when he wears the makeup, he feels really good.
Joe, with Tron, you worked with well-established musicians who have a very established aesthetic. Does it help you to have kind of a working partner? Is it nice to work with new blood?
I have a background in film. Mike has such an extensive background in pop music. We were able to inform each other. We were able to fill in each other's gaps of knowledge and come out with something that is, might have been that I feel definitely feels way better than if I had scored the film alone or if Mike had scored the film alone. I think it was a true collaboration. It was a lot of fun.